So the top 5 gatekeepers for white America, coming right on. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense, Logic, and Reason. As always, I want to say thank y'all for joining today. I appreciate the people who watch the videos. Hopefully you're learning something. But I have another clip of Dr. Umar Johnson, the interview he did on Ari Not Sorry show. Well, in this particular clip, Dr. Umar Johnson started naming the top 5 people, blacks, who he believes are the gatekeepers for white America.
The 5 major gatekeepers, black bourgeoisies, for white America against black America. Help them control their Negro problem.
Making me nervous.
Right? Reverend Al Sharpton, hands down.
I kind of believe, I'll give you that.
That don't mean he ain't done some good things.
Okay.
Ben Crump, Attorney Crump.
I'll do some research on him.
I'm going to give you a group,
Okay.
the Congressional Black Caucus. This is every black congressperson in D.C.
Okay.
LeBron James in there.
Damn, you think so?
Jay-Z.
Hold on.
Listen to what I'm saying. I like LeBron as a person. Stay with me.
Slow down.
Great father.
Okay.
When I remember what the job is.
I'm listening.
The job is to not give voice to the true issues that affect black people. Remember, the NFL gave Jay-Z that contract
Yeah.
as a way to distract from the fact that they wasn't going to give Colin Kaepernick his job back.
That was a distraction?
Yes.
Well, he been putting number black entertainers on the stage at the
That
Super
ain't
Bowl.
the point.
That ain't
Colin
good?
Kaepernick lost his career because he protested police brutality by taking a knee, and he never got his career back. Give him his job back. Giving Jay-Z a contract to distract from the fact that you oppose justice for black people is not acceptable.
Okay, so let's start off first off with defining what a gatekeeper is. Now, a gatekeeper is just someone who mans the gates and control the gates and control who enters the gates, or basically one that control access to something. That's what the gatekeeper is. Now, first, I have several questions that I would have to ask Dr. Umar Johnson on this. Well, what are these gates? Where are these gates in America that are controlling black people's access to anything? What gates are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to figure out what gates that are blocking black people access from anything in America. And then access to what though? What exactly are black folks denied access to in America? That's, you know what I'm saying? I always ask the question, what job, what income, what lifestyle, what occupation, what career path, what sector of the society, like what university is a black person denied from participating in just for being black in America? And the answer to that question is nothing. So what are black people being denied access to? Nothing. And then he talks about trying to control their Negro problem. Well, I guess by Negro problem he means that these white folks hate black folks and want to keep black folks in control, and they use certain blacks to do this. Well, where based off of what? This is that quote unquote white folks trying to want to control the nigger problem is just one of the numerous nonsense that black folks have been brainwashed with, something that's spoken, and it gets spoken, and then other race hustlers, future race hustlers pick up the same thing and say the same foolishness, knowing that the black victims are going to fall for it. But where are these white folks talking about the nigger problem? Hell, there are more blacks in America talking about the nigger problem than there are white folks who quote unquote talk about a Negro problem, and we need to control these blacks. That's BS. He has no evidence to support that. Then he claimed that their job is to not give voice to the issue affecting black people. Well, how are the people who are on this list, how are they doing that? Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump and the Congressional Black Caucus. Are they doing this? Yes, I will agree with on that one. Let me backtrack on that one. They are, because what they're doing is they're keeping black people focused on race all day because they profit off of race. But my question, the real question though, is to Dr. Umar is, well, how is these people any different from you? Because you're crying about race all the damn time. Al Sharpton's crying about race, perpetuating race. Benjamin Crump perpetuate race. You perpetuate race in black victimhood. So then he had to put himself on that gatekeeper list. Anyway, like I say, I agree that the people on this list is not helping black people. And I would maybe push back on LeBron James. I always say, despite him, LeBron James is a good dude. He seems like he's a good dude, just a typical black person who's brainwashed by race. But I agree that the people on the list do not have black people's best interests in mind. But how are they working for white folks though? How is Al Sharpton working for the white man? How is Benjamin Crump working for the white man? The white man is not interested in seeing the downfall of blacks. And if anyone who believes that foolishness, please give me the evidence to support that. And this is what he's trying to push here. This whole, what we say by gatekeeper, that they use certain black folks to keep other blacks in control. That's nonsense, because black folks say this all the time, but they never provide any evidence of it. And again, because they never really checked on it, as Dr. Umar Johnson wasn't checked on that nonsense. And in closing, he talked about Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick did not lose his job because he took a knee. Colin Kaepernick lost his job because he sucked. He got benched twice. In the time when Colin Kaepernick took a knee, he had basically been benched twice. So technically speaking, he took the knee after, not when he was at the height of his career. He was already on the way out anyway. So it's not like he took a knee and he sacrificed his career to quote unquote to talk about some injustice that doesn't exist. No, he was just a black person, a typical brainwashed black person, probably had a black chip on his shoulder, raised by white folks. He's again biracial and had been affected by all that race nonsense. He took a knee not because he was trying to make because he was basically an injustice and he was basically willing to sacrifice his career to make a statement. He took a knee. He was on the way out the league any damn way. And again, the league did try to give him a chance. They set up a workout for him, and then he was giving the teams a run around. So he wasn't serious to begin with. Anyway, this is why there needs to be somebody who checks Dr. Umar Johnson, but why he often makes sure he does these interviews with people who he doesn't believe is going to check him. Once again, like I said, Thomas Sotomayor is there. He can go do an interview with Thomas Sotomayor. He's not doing that, right? He can go on Fresh and Fit. And they ain't going on no Fresh and Fit because he know Myron Gaines will rip his ass to shred. Because Myron Gaines is going to challenge him. And again, even Walter is going to challenge him. So, but like I said, anybody who believes that Dr. Umar Johnson is intelligent is an idiot. All he is just a race hustler at this point, a race hustler who's perpetuating old nonsense and old stereotypes to keep black folks stuck on stupid and to profit from race and try to get more money from basically mostly black females at this point. But then again, this is just another example of that. This dude's an idiot, and I say he's an idiot, and the reason why I keep putting out these videos is the proof. I want overwhelming evidence. When I say he's an idiot, there's going to be overwhelming evidence and no doubt. Anyway, y'all, so this is my 2 cents on this. Dr. Umar Johnson is wrong again. And as always, until next time.